Hello there. Before you check out this video, check out the part 1 for the beginning of this trip where we show you our hotel for the staycation. It is linked in the description, so be sure to check that out. Now, back to the video. Hello guys, today is the official starting of day 2 and we're gonna eat firstly. So let me show you around and let me show you what's to eat. The menu had a lot of variety and caters to different tastes. You could opt to go for a pastry basket which was full of mini pastries of all sorts, or you could go with a very Indian taste. For example, idli, a flavorful rice cake, or a Middle Eastern flavor like a halloumi cheese platter. As for drinks, you can choose between Japanese green tea and other types of tea, latte and other types of coffee, or fresh juice. And if you're wondering, the one in the picture is pineapple. Some of the food that I liked was the granola bar with some yogurt, a seasonal fruit platter containing seasonal fruit of July, and Belgian waffles with maple sauce. When I went to the washroom to clean my hands, apparently I found out that there was a shoe cleaner, which looked very interesting to all of us. Now, the day kicks off by going to a trip to the Oasis. An interesting fact to note that whilst going to the Oasis, we also saw the Oman border with our 2 eyes. There were many guards, a barbed wire fence, and many small boxes which were for the guards. On the opposite side of the border stood some houses, vehicles, and other things. It was nice seeing a borderline on the land for our first time. There were also small stops where you can cross the border by your car. However, if you were to do so, you might need a lot of documentation. Whilst waiting at the signal, I also found this bright cherry red Volkswagen Beetle. After some time, we also had come to some bus stations and crossed them. Some final twists and turns later, we finally arrived at the Oasis. The security officer there told us that we could not see the Oasis whilst walking, so we had to take the shuttle bus. Whilst waiting for the shuttle to arrive, I was looking at the roof and all of its materials that it was made of. I also asked some of my friends to say hi for me so that I can feature them in the video. So here it is. Moments later, the shuttle arrived along with its tour guide. The tour guide starts speaking about the Oasis. He mentioned that the total area of the Oasis was about 1,200 hectares, out of which has about 550 privately owned farms, which are divided by these white walls. There are approximately 147,000 date palms inside this oasis, which there are 120 varieties of. There are also other types of trees like the orange trees, mango trees, and so on. They water the farm twice a month and they source that fresh water from the Al Sadiq well, and then it's transported via underground pipes, which then flew through small channels across the oasis. The oasis also has origins from thousands of years ago. Our tour guide also mentioned that this was the only farm which was available to be viewed by the public. This is the water canal that I was talking about. The water inside it was apparently very hot. It might have been due to the weather. This was another glimpse of the water. This is one of the 120 different species of the dates. It tasted very sweet. Our tour guide also showed us the outsides of an Irish house, which was what the Arabs used to have in the old days. So the Oasis trip had finished and we were going to go to the hilly archaeological park, which was about 18 minutes from the Oasis. There wasn't much to do there although, but luckily I had packed a frisbee in my bag, so we started playing that. Welcome to the Ain Palace Museum, where you can learn about the history of Arabia. This place had pots and pans of every kind and it was entertaining me a lot. The museum also had some inventory inside these treasure boxes. This is another place where they make the Al Gahwa coffee. If you remember this video, this is the place where they used to make the Al Gahwa coffee. In fact, this was also listed as the coffee room of the palace. Here is a better look of the stove. This might have served as a fireplace to cook the local Arabic dishes. This is a pestle and mortar, which is used to ground spices. But what surprises me most is the fact that they have a gun on display. By the looks of it, I think this rifle gun was used to shoot at animals for their meat. You would also have to admire the roof of how the building looked like. It was made using probably wood planks. There is also a display of an old modeled Land Rover. This is a part of the steering wheel, and this was the front of the car from the outside. And finally, these were some old coins probably used in the past. And that, my friends, wraps up the museum tour. It was very nice seeing the past of this country. Now our final stop would be downtown Calicut restaurant for dinner. On the way to the restaurant, we also passed the Ain Mall. Now you might be wondering that what did we eat for dinner? We ate parotta. Parotta is a kind of a dish which is a bread made from refined wheat flour or maida. It is a popular street food and restaurant food across every state of India and is usually served with a different type of curry. Some of the usual curries in the restaurant was fish curry and the vegetarian curry. It was a great and a very nice satisfying meal for the night. Some of the adults also drank some coffee. So guys, that's the end of this video. I hope you liked it. Do subscribe, share and like this video, and I'll see you in part 3. Till then, peace.